Hey guys, Richard here from the School of Nomads. So in today's review I want to take you through a product called LeadKlozer. Now LeadKlozer is a tool that allows you to track leads at a very detailed level coming from your Facebook pages and profiles. So if you are an individual with a bunch of pages on Facebook and you're wanting to track all of the different interactions on them, this is an ideal tool for you. And also if you're a business that manage multiple clients' pages on Facebook, again, this is going to help you by bringing a lot of visibility to those various profiles. So I'm going to take you through the application itself. I'll show you around and then we'll go through some of the pricing, and then I'm going to show you where you can get a big discount on this at the moment and save yourself some money. So just before we start, my name is Richard Darby. This is the School of Nomads. If you haven't been over to our channel before and you're interested in reviews just like this one, go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell, and I'll let you know as soon as we produce new videos. And if you're interested in learning how we build our online business, go ahead and hit the link in the description below and I'll take you through the whole process step by step. So let's talk about LeadKlozer. Now, this is different from a lot of these social media management type tools in that it's not really focusing on the content that you're actually putting into these pages. This is all about looking at the interactions within your various pages and then identifying key people that could end up being your leads. So there's all sorts of really nice tools in here to allow you to do that, but it gives you a really good view of everybody who's interacting with your various pages on Facebook. So I'm going to jump straight into the software so you can see how this is all working. So I've jumped over to the software. Now, the first thing is that there's a lot that this actually allows you to do as far as the management and the communication with various leads. So I can't go through all of the different aspects of this. There's lots of training videos on here. Every time you hit one of these options on the left hand side, it'll also give you a link to a training video which goes through all of this in great detail. But kind of in summary, the overall dashboard gives you all of the folks that are in the various pages that you added to this system. So obviously the first thing you would do is add Facebook profiles to the system, and then you tell it which of those pages within that profile, as well as the profile itself, you want to actually bring over to the system and have visibility on. So that's the first thing, and you get that on the right hand side here. On your dashboard is your live tracker that gives you every single interaction in all of your different pages. Now, to simplify this so that you don't have to look through every one, you can come up to the columns tab and actually start dividing these off. So you can divide it off by page, by profile, by different tags that you can add to various people, which I'll show you in a second. So there's lots of different ways that you can divide off your various leads so that you can very easily come over to the columns and then track those various leads based on the columns rather than the overall data. So that allows you to kind of get more granular visibility of the various columns. So within the live tracker itself, there's various things that you can actually see. So first of all, you can see that this was a comment that this particular person made, and this is a post that I've actually made that they've commented on. Now you can actually go into this individual and do various things with their actual profile. I'm going to come back to that once I go through the various other parts of the system. And then you can obviously see this is a post. So it gives you some detail here. Now, the only other thing to note on here is this gives you a indication of where we think this particular lead is. So again, I'm going to come back to how that's actually changed. But at the moment it's telling me that this is a warm lead and everything starts off as a neutral lead. So you can actually go ahead and change this, or the system will update it automatically based on the number of interactions you're having with people. So that's just a very quick indication of where we think this lead is in the actual system itself. So I just jump over to the left hand side here. I've showed you the tracking columns. That was the other view that I showed you that was easier to see if you want to break this up into various pages. You have a smart schedule here that allows you to add various activities and schedules to the system that need to be completed by day, by week. Then you have a smart search. Now the smart search will allow you to actually search for people based on lots of different criteria. So some of these will be explained in the various sections below, but you have various criteria you can add to the system, and you can add lots of additional ones as well. So you have contact types, contact status, you have segments, you tag stages, products. You can have social networks, whether it's a Facebook post or ad or a Facebook Messenger, and you can add additional options. So there's lots of different ways that you can actually search for people within the system here once you started updating their profile. And again, I'll come back to that. So on Facebook itself, you can actually monitor the various messengers. So I can overall monitor the actual messenger itself from my personal profile, which is here, or I could actually go ahead and look at my various page profiles. This allows me to actually track my posts and ads. So any posts that I've had, it allows me to track the engagements in the various posts that I'm putting onto the various pages. So obviously these aren't very active pages because they're just kind of dummy ones I've got. But if you had a very, very active page, this is a very quick way to see the kind of engagements and the comments on the page. And obviously if you click on that, it'll allow you to start looking at the various comments very quickly. You can add some scripts here for following up with various leads. You can add contacts to the system here, add activities here. So essentially if you're performing any activity on your Facebook pages, posts or messages, then it'll be saved into LeadKlozer automatically. But if you want to add additional activities into the system, you could go ahead and do that here. You can amalgamate duplicate contacts. You can add products to the system. So if you're tracking particular products and how people are actually interacting with those products, you can actually add it to the system here. So the tags are the various ways that you want to tag people in the system to kind of give you a more granular view about how you want to approach them. So for example, if you come down, you could actually tag them as Facebook friends, someone who has expressed an interest, someone who was linked to a certain ad campaign, someone who's very important, someone who's a referral, referred by somebody else. Lots of different ways that you can actually tag people to identify them. And then once we go back and do this smart search, that's where those tags will show up and you can search by those tags. So again, that's a nice little feature. And then you can come down and look at the various stages that a lead is. Again, I'm going to show you a profile. And I'm going to show you how you update these stages. But you can have things like the lead stage. You can show them they've expressed an interest, that they've joined a certain group, they've shared some kind of pricing. So I hope you can see there that all the different stages you can actually program in here so that you can see exactly where people are on your particular workflow for your leads. Again, with customers, you can figure out whether they're first-time customers, repeat purchasers, whether they're given a testimonial, whatever actions that you would like to record for those particular folks, you could use this to actually do them. And then on partners, you could figure out whether someone's a referral partner or top 10 referral partner, whatever, however you want to actually identify your partners, it's the same. And you can add a new stage up here. And again, it'll allow you to add a certain stage to your particular part of the process and then track that stage. And the last thing is support. So there's a lot of options here that are going to help you really manage all of the leads that you're going to get from the system. Now, some of this is automated, as in if you start interacting with people on Messenger or start interacting with people within the system, if I replied to this person just by pressing the post, I could see exactly what they've actually replied to, and I could add a comment there, and the system would then start recording those interactions, and automatically it would start building up the lead for me to tell me that there's been some interaction there. Now, if I just click into this profile, you'll see where some of the other options are actually coming into play. So just on here on the right hand side, this is where I can actually indicate whether somebody is a hot lead, whether they're neutral, whether they're cold, and I can actually put that automatically and identify them as a certain type of lead just by updating this button. On the right hand side here, I could use this drop down to show what part of the process they're in. So again, I could add them as a lead here, and I could add an action here against that particular person. And then I could update their contact details. So if I have additional contact details from them, I can start updating them here so that we can use them when we start reaching out to them as potential leads and potential customers. And then I can also, here I can very quickly add a schedule here. If I do that for today, that should turn up on my particular dashboard. And then as far as tags are concerned, I can assign tags here. I can assign specific stages they're in here once we created those stages, and then I can assign a certain product here. So this then is my data that I could use for my interactions with this particular person going forward. So it's a really nice tool that allows me to collect a lot of detail on my leads. So I jump back over to the dashboard, and you can see that the actual schedule that I put in there is already automatically turned up on here. And obviously I then click on this and I can go back in and I can see exactly what the action is that I need to take, and then I can put it as complete, say OK, and then that action will be complete for that particular day, and then it's automatically added up. So again, really neat. It's a really neat way to kind of manage what your various leads and your activities here. Now you've got some shortcut links here. You've got the today's recommended leads shortcut. And if you click on this, once the system has some interactions to actually record, it'll actually recommend some leads for you. You've got some recommended customers. You've got a post ad tracker that allows you to track post and ad interactions. You've got your Facebook inboxes here, which is obviously this is this form I showed you over here. You've got your live tracker columns here, and then you've got your scripts here. So again, if I wanted to discuss with somebody something and I had some specific scripts here, I could just use this system and open up the conversation with them, and I'd already have a script here to discuss with them. So it would be super easy to kind of connect with people. So again, if you are using Facebook to collect leads, I think this is a pretty neat little tool here, because obviously this has got everything that I think you'd need to be able to manage them. So if you had a team of people that could come in here and all use it at the same time, you could manage multiple pages in here just by dividing them off into various columns. I was really impressed with this tool when I kind of came across it, because it's different from the usual types of tools I see, which are usually the content management type tools and the posting type tools. This one is a lot different. So I'll jump back over to the sales page and we'll have a look at the pricing. So on the actual sales page itself, there's kind of 3 levels of pricing. One is standard, one is advanced, and one is pro. And the main difference is the standard one is just one Facebook page, one user, 15,000 contacts. All the other stuff that I showed you, but really it's restricted to one Facebook page. The advanced is 5 Facebook pages. You can have one admin and 5 users, so you could have a team of people using this, and you could have up to 30,000 contacts in the system. And again, all of the other kind of cool stuff. There is going to be some additional integration with Zapier on this plan. And if you want an agency access, $99 a month gets you 3 client accounts, 10 Facebook pages, 10 users per account, 60,000 contacts. So obviously a lot bigger package if you go for this actual pro account here for agencies. Now, if you go over to PitchGround at the moment, they've got a lifetime deal on this, which is really cool. So I jumped over to PitchGround. Now, the pricing on LeadKlozer here is all lifetime deals, and it's based on, again, the number of access and users that you're going to need. So the first plan is $59. Now, remember over the other site, it was $29 a month. So that's a lot cheaper than $29 a month. You get 5 Facebook pages, 1 admin account, and all of the other types of functions in here. So that's a really nice deal compared to the page itself. The second level is $118 a month, where you get 10 Facebook pages and 1 admin account and 1 user account, so you can have an additional user on there. Then you've got $177, where you got 15 Facebook pages and 2 additional user accounts. $236 for a lifetime is 20 Facebook pages, one admin account and 3 user accounts. And then really it goes all the way down to the biggest plan on here is $1,180 for lifetime, which is unlimited Facebook pages, 1 admin account and 60 sub accounts and 120 team members. So this is obviously like an agency type license here. So it's well worth it at the moment. If you are interested in this software, I'll leave a link in the description below. Jumping over to PitchGround and actually checking this software out. So guys, thanks for taking the time to listen to this review. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell, and I'll let you know as soon as I release my next review. And as always, if you want to learn how to build a long-term sustainable business online, go ahead and check out the link in the description below, and I'll take you over to the School of Nomads and we'll take you through the whole process. My name is Richard Darby. This is the School of Nomads. Until next time, take care.